Hi guys, Well-Paid Geek here. In this Tuesday tip, I'm going to be showing you how to write better JavaScript code with this nifty utility called ESLint. For those of you that don't know, a linter identifies parts of your code where you haven't used best practices and can spot potential errors. They're usually used by companies to enforce coding standards across the codebase, so it's really good to learn this if you want to enhance your career prospects. ESLint is probably the most popular linter for modern JavaScript. So this all sounds great, but how does it work in practice? Here I have some very sloppy code. There are multiple problems with it, as you can see. For example, up here we have an undeclared variable. There's a missing semicolon here. And there's a console.log, which we do not want in production code. And I have an unused function down here. So let's set up ESLint and lint this code with it. In the terminal, go into your projects directory and you need to do an npm init to set up a package.json file. Just press enter on all the defaults. And now we're going to install ESLint itself. So we need to type npm install --save ESLint. With that install done, we now need to initialize ESLint. This only needs to be done once, and it just sets up a settings file for us, basically. So we're going to type /node_modules/.bin/ESLint space --init to do this. So ESLint works off rules. There are many possible linting rules which can be applied. An example of a rule would be that each statement must end with a semicolon, for example. When you lint your code, the linter checks your code against each of the rules in turn. Break a rule and it gets flagged. Manually choosing all the rules would be a pain in the arse, so we're going to use an existing rule set. We're going to choose the Airbnb rule set. This is quite a common one, so select that. We're going to tell it to create the settings as a JavaScript file. And now it's just telling us it needs to install some npm packages for this to all work. You just press yes to that. And then just let them install. When this is done, to lint our code, we type /node_modules/.bin/ESLint. And we want to lint everything in the current directory, so the path is just a dot. So now we get a list of warnings and errors. You can see the undef error on my var, for example, as well as there's also a missing semicolon error that we saw. So although this is useful, having to read this, get the line numbers, then go back to the code to fix it is a huge pain in the arse. It's not a very good workflow. So for this reason, it's best to use an editor plugin to get our errors highlighted directly in the editor so we can fix them more easily. I use VS Code, but you should be able to find ESLint plugins for every major editor. So I click to view plugins, and then in the search box I search for ESLint, and then I just install the first one I find, and I need to reload for it to take effect. So reload window. Now it does take a few moments to take effect, so we see our code come back up, but none of the errors are highlighted yet. But then the plugin's kicked in, and when it does, you'll see it highlighting linting violations in red underline. And you can even hover over these to get more details of the errors. And the great thing is, as soon as you fix them, they disappear. I have new videos going out regular as clockwork every Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday at 9 AM Eastern Time. Click that subscribe button now and don't miss them.